beautiful friends, and welcome back to another video. I hope you are having a beautiful day and you've had a beautiful week so far. It is a very rainy, gloomy day here today, and I'm just gonna have a very homebody kind of day today. But I did go out to the grocery store this morning, and I thought before I pack it all away I would share everything that I got. Honestly, it's a very small haul today. It's not a full grocery shop. I was just stocking up on a handful of things, and I thought this would be a good opportunity for me to show you some of the staples that I get from the supermarket. I feel like it's always important to keep in mind with this that I do food blogging for a living, so I buy a lot of products that I don't think like the everyday person needs to buy. Like, you don't need every single one of these things in order to eat a plant-based diet. But yeah, these are just some of the staples that we often have in our home, and there's a couple of other things that I've got for recipe specific things. But anyway, let me start by explaining what I got. I guess this is the first like specialty kind of product. It is this fresh mozzarella in brine, which is a vegan mozzarella by Imber's Pantry. I actually know Imber personally, and she's first of all just such an awesome, beautiful person, and she also honestly makes the best vegan cheese that I've ever had. And when I found out that she was getting this stocked in Woolworths, I was like so excited. It's really good. My boyfriend and I absolutely love this mozzarella. I definitely recommend it. And yeah, all of this is from Woolworths. I don't think I mentioned that, but I am a Woolies gal. Another thing that is such a staple for me is this thickened plant cream. I've been getting a lot of questions recently actually, because I've been using this in a lot of recipes, and this is the one that I use when I talk about plant-based cream. It's actually sometimes hard to find because they sometimes put it in with the dairy creams. You know how you've got like your vegan section in the supermarket? They don't put this there a lot of the time, so if you're ever looking for it and can't find it, I would definitely look in the dairy cream section, because you might find this here. I use it in sweet cooking and savory cooking, and it's honestly just like one of my favorite vegan products that's come out in like the past year. And then I also got some of my favorite yogurt, which is this Greek style soy yogurt from Vitasoy. This is honestly what I believe to be like the best vegan yogurt that you can get from a supermarket. Again, I use it in cooking a lot of the time, especially in baking. And they also have a natural flavored one that I use in savory cooking as well, and I really, really enjoy. What else have I got? I also got some soy milk. This is my boyfriend's milk of choice, and also the milk that I like to use in cooking. It's also all dinted, but I heard something when I was like, I reckon I was a teenager, someone that I knew told me that a lot of the time they will like waste or throw away things that are dinted or anything like that, because I guess people don't want to buy them or something. So I have been trying to get in the habit, literally since I was a teenager, of if I see a dinted one, buying it basically. And this soy milk was dinted but ready to be drank in our home. I also don't know if that dinting thing is actually true. So if you work at a supermarket or have worked at a supermarket and you know, definitely let me know, because I'm actually very curious as to if that's an actual thing that happens. It just seems like super wasteful. I also have a can of chickpeas as well as a can of butter beans. These are probably like my two favorite legumes that I've been using in cooking so much recently. We all know I'm having a major butter bean era at the moment. I feel like everyone is, and yeah, I'm a bean girl. I just like eating legumes and beans. Fresh produce wise, the only things I got are some blueberries for a recipe that I'm filming, and then I also got some broccoli as well as a cucumber and some lemon, again for a recipe, lemon and blueberry, a great combo, as well as some fresh garlic and fresh onion, which we absolutely fly through in this household. I also got some cannelloni because recently I've been thinking about how much I want to make a like spinach and vegan ricotta cannelloni, because it's one of my favorite things to make and I haven't made it in a long time. So I saw it and I thought I would definitely get some. And then I also got some of these pasta curls because once again I'm filming a recipe. You might notice a theme that I do buy a lot of ingredients specific to recipes that I'm filming, which is why I always say to take my grocery hauls with a grain of salt, because I don't think it represents like the average vegan going grocery shopping, if that makes sense. And my grocery shop would look different if I wasn't filming such a variety of recipes and eating more of the same kind of meals and meal prepping and stuff like that. Anyway, I also got, this is the last thing I got, these vegan and gluten-free Scotch finger biscuits. I am going to use these in a recipe that I'm making today, which is why I got them. And yeah, there's like in the health food aisle at Woolworths, there is this section of like gluten-free biscuits, and a lot of them, I don't think it's all of them, I'm like relatively confident it's not all of them, but I could be wrong, but a lot of them are vegan as well. And yeah, they're super, super yummy. So if you're a gluten-free vegan, I definitely recommend. And I'm going to use these, like I said, in a recipe that I'm going to film today. I'm just going to have a pretty chill day today and do some things around the house. But what I do really want to make and show you today is this kind of like, I guess what I'm calling a vegan chocolate tiramisu. So I actually like had never had tiramisu before because I don't like coffee. Like I don't drink coffee. I don't like the flavor of coffee. And so whenever I have been offered tiramisu, even like vegan tiramisu, since I've been vegan, I've never wanted to try it. But my boyfriend and I recently had our friends over for a dinner night, and we did like an Italian night with homemade focaccia and a pesto pasta. And then I also decided I wanted to try making a chocolate tiramisu with like chocolate, like a hot chocolate mix instead of the coffee that you dip like the biscuits and stuff in. And yeah, like I said, I kind of went in blind because I'd never made anything like this before, and I was kind of winging it with a lot of things. And it's definitely not a traditional tiramisu, obviously, but it was really, really good. So I wanted to remake it today and share it with you because I'm so proud of it. And it's one of those desserts that like I was really nervous to serve it to my friends because I didn't know what it was going to be like, but they all absolutely raved about it. And then I tried it and I was like, wow, this is actually like really, really good for a first go at a recipe. So yeah, I thought I would share it today in case you're like me and you're vegan and you don't like coffee and you want to make like a relatively easy kind of biscuity, creamy, chocolatey dessert. Maybe this will be something that you'll love and get to impress your friends with as well. So I'm gonna put this away and yeah, then get into making this tiramisu. I am so excited. I'm doing that thing where I get stuff everywhere again. That was very chaotic. Okay, it is all done and it is looking so delicious. I am really, really excited to try it. Let's actually just try it out of this thing, to be honest, and see how we go. Oh, that bit looks really good. That is a huge piece. I don't know what I'm thinking with this. Oh my god, I know it's not a traditional tiramisu, but it's easy to make. You can get the ingredients from the supermarket and it is absolutely delicious. Good morning. It is a very, very warm day today and I'm up early and out and about. I recently, well, I guess kind of not recently. I feel like I've lived in this area for like 6 months now, but yeah, I have lived in this area for 6 months. Anyway, as you may know, about 6 months ago, I moved from the Gold Coast, where I'd been living for 5 years, a bit further south. So now I live in this region that's like halfway between Byron Bay and the Gold Coast, which is a lovely pocket to live because you still have access to the Gold Coast and Byron Bay relatively easily, but it's a little bit more of a quiet area. However, since I've moved, I feel like I have not been getting out and about and checking out foodie spots and stuff like that, because I think it's one of these things where I feel this social anxiety going to new places, especially when I'm going by myself. But it is something that I really enjoy doing, and something I really want to consciously do in 2024 is support local more, as well as supporting more plant-based businesses. I guess this is a topic for another video, but I've definitely noticed in the past few years in the area that I have lived that veganism hasn't been as popular as it was when I first moved here. So there aren't as many like fully vegan and fully plant-based or even fully vegetarian foodie spots anymore. So I think that's been a bit of a challenge for me, in the sense that like I really like supporting fully plant-based places, but in general I want to support local more in 2024. And I also want to be getting out and about and being the foodie that I am, because like going out for food and trying new places, and even just like going out for a cacao in the morning by myself, is like such a wonderful thing to me and something that I enjoy so much. So I really want to be like consciously doing that more this year. Oh my god, the sun's just all of a sudden come out and it is very, very bright. Anyway, with all that being said, this morning I decided to come and check out a little spot called Farm & Co. Well, it's actually kind of a big spot because they seem to have a lot going on here, but they also have an organic produce store and cafe, and I had heard that they had some vegan options, so I decided to check it out. And honestly, I feel like I mainly got lost in the organic produce store in a good way, because I wanted to buy so many things. I only ended up getting a few things, and I decided to get takeaway because, to be honest, if I'm being completely honest this morning, my social anxiety has kind of been peaking lately, so I intended to want to sit down and have a moment to myself, but I was feeling quite anxious about being by myself. But next time, now that I know the vibe here, next time I will be coming by myself and sitting here and having a moment to myself, and it will be lovely. I ended up getting a handful of things because I couldn't fully decide what I wanted to get and what I wanted to do, and this often happens when I go to new foodie places. I overorder, but the good news is I'm taking a lot of it home today, so it's not like I have to eat it all in one sitting. Anyway, I feel like I am struggling to get words out this morning. I got myself a hot chocolate on oat milk, of course, because I have to get a hot chocolate or iced chocolate wherever I go. They had a few vegan things in there. Ooh! And I ended up getting a sweet potato and lentil sausage roll and a piece of banana bread to try, which honestly, this will be so good if I ever just want like a really quick little treaty in the morning and I want to go get like a cacao and a little snack. And then I got a couple of orange juices, one for me and one for my boyfriend. I'm going to take it home for when he finishes work, and I absolutely could not pass this up when I saw it. It's a vegan Caesar dressing, and I literally wanted to make a Caesar salad today, so this worked out very much so in my favor, because I literally woke up craving a Caesar salad and a Caesar dressing was just sitting there by itself on the shelf. So yeah, that's what I got. But next time I go into this place, I'll actually film some stuff in there when I'm not feeling like such an anxious girly. And I'm excited that I've found a nice new little spot near me that I will want to go and check out and spend time at, because yeah, 2024 is the year of many things, but one of the things that it's going to be is me getting back in my exploring cafes and foodie spots as a solo vegan girly who loves food era. That was a long sentence, but you get what I mean. I'm really throwing it back to the 2017, 2018 era of me this year when it comes to that. Before we get into the rest of the video, a big thank you to my friends at Seed who have very kindly sponsored today's video. I've been taking Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic for the past couple of years as a way to support my gut health and my skin health. and I genuinely absolutely love it. It's become an imperative part of my self-care routine as well as my daily habits, and my favorite way to support said gut health. If you've never heard of the DSO1 before, like I said, it's a daily symbiotic, and that is a probiotic and a prebiotic in the one capsule. I take 2 capsules of this every single morning and absolutely love it. If you're looking to support your gut health more in 2024 and you want to try out Seed, I have a discount code which is DUX25 that will get you 25% off your first month supply of the DSO1, and I will leave a link for that down in the description box as well if you would like to check it out. Thank you so much to Seed for sponsoring this video. So even though it is halfway through January, I decided today to sit down and write out some of my, I guess, like goals and intentions for the year ahead. And New Year's intentions and New Year's goals aren't for everyone. I actually used to really not like them when I was like in my early 20s, but as I've gotten older, I think I've really recognized how when I take the time to write down intentions, no matter what time of the year, the month, the day, the week it is, I find it to be a really nice time of self-reflection and just sort of figuring out what I want to be doing with my time basically, and things that I might like to get into. And in this moment, I've just realized something I didn't put on my list that I absolutely needed to. Yeah, I really like taking the time to reconnect with myself, and I find it to be a really like almost something that gets me feeling inspired again, I suppose, to try new things or to, you know, continue doing things that I've been loving, or try and potentially like stop bad habits and stuff like that that I might be in, or habits that don't serve me, I guess is the way that I should phrase it. I honestly really enjoyed sitting down today and writing out some intentions and, like I said, like reconnecting with myself, and I thought I would share some of the intentions that I have for the year ahead, and just sort of like, I guess, explain why I have these intentions and how I think they can be beneficial to me and also to other people, I guess, if you relate to me in the things that I'm feeling. So the first intention I have for the year is to have time to be bored, which I feel like maybe it sounds like a random intention, but I really have noticed that when I am bored and when I have time to actually do nothing is when I feel the most creative and almost have that time of self-reflection. And I honestly don't spend enough time being bored and having nothing to do, and I definitely have noticed over the past few years how I've become really caught up in like the hustle kind of mentality, and really noticed how I feel probably my worst when I'm the deepest in that hustle kind of mentality. And yeah, I've really been trying to work on creating the time, or having the time to be bored, I guess, creating a weekly structure in a way that does allow for time to do nothing, because often I feel like my whole week is just like booked and busy the entire week, and I think I guess I need to slow down is probably the best way to describe it. And I want to have nothing to do more often, basically, to have that boredom, which then breeds creativity. And yeah, I'm really excited for that. The next thing on my 2024 intentions list is something that I've been practicing for the past couple of months, because I really noticed how it like can have such a positive effect on me and the people around me, and it is to be more present with strangers. And I guess just like be more present with people in general. I've noticed a lot of the time, and I guess it's from like people watching in a way, but also in my own interactions, is like sometimes I'm having a bad day and I'll like go to a coffee shop to order myself a cacao, and sometimes I feel like I'm rushing through the interaction rather than being present, having a conversation with the person taking my order, and like, you know, moving on from there. And I just think that in general, I think we'd all be a lot happier if we had more community and had that more community feel in our day-to-day. And I think a big part of that is actually engaging with the people who surround you. I often think about the fact that like in the day and age of social media, we really a lot of the time can just be friends with and connect with people who are in alignment with us and have the same values and things like that. Whereas before social media and before phones and all that kind of stuff, we actually like had to talk to our neighbor who might have a completely different life to us and a completely different life experience that we can learn from. And I think I've been realizing lately how much I really want to just take more time to engage with people on the day-to-day. And I really notice personally how it really lifts my mood when I have like a really great chat with a barista in the morning. I talk about the coffee shop because that's like, for me as someone who works from home, a lot of the time like the most connection that I have, but almost everyone could be a lot more present with the people right in front of them physically a lot of the time is the best way I could describe it. And I really want to consciously work on that and also just be kinder to strangers and be more patient, I think. Yeah, it's definitely something I want to work on. The next one is to work on my self-confidence, and I feel like I've talked about this many times, especially if you used to listen to mine and Kara's podcast, but I definitely feel like I've had really low self-esteem issues for the majority of my life, and I think the older I get, the more I'm noticing it because of the beauty standards that are imposed on women by society basically, and especially the whole aging thing as I get older. And I think I've really been noticing how much easier the day-to-day of my life would be if I accepted myself for the way that I am. And so I really want to work on doing that because I feel like a lot of my anxiety stems from that and stems from the fear of what other people think about me, where in reality I think about the times where I walk down the street and I literally am not judging and not paying attention really to what people are wearing or how someone's hair is that day or whether that person has makeup on. Like, I'm literally not paying attention to that, and I would think that that goes for the majority of people. I could be wrong and I could be really naive with that, but yeah, I really want to consciously work on my self-confidence. I feel like it's something I'll probably discuss throughout the year because I really do, like, I feel like that's like the main goal at the moment, is to work through these self-esteem issues because I don't want them to continue hindering my life like they have done for literally like 15 years. So yeah, I think that's a really big one. The next one is that I want to read more books, and to be honest, I say this every year, so let's hope that this year is the year. I really want to get into this, and again, I think that it links back to having time to for being bored, because a lot of the time I feel like I've been reading not because I'm like excited to read, it's more because I feel like I should. It's like a thing on my to-do list, and really I want it to just be something that I do when I have spare time because I enjoy it, which I definitely like do enjoy reading. It's just not something that I ever feel like I have the time for. So yeah, having time to be bored is definitely going to be beneficial for that. The next one is to explore foodie spots, and I feel like it's absolutely no secret that I'm definitely a vegan foodie, and I really like going out and trying businesses, like trying local vegan businesses and stuff like that. And even like when I'm traveling in a new city, I love to shape a lot of my trip around trying different plant-based businesses. I really enjoy doing that, and it's one of my favorite hobbies, and I haven't been doing it enough, so it's definitely a goal for this year, as well as a couple of other things that I really want to do like for myself. And I feel like these are things that are more like tangible, I suppose. I really want to spend more solo time in nature because I feel like for me, being connected to myself and to nature and to animals is like so important. And I know it might sound a little woohoo to be like, oh, I want to be like connected to nature. I feel like this should probably be expected now by the way that I talk about this stuff usually though, but like I really truly know that if I had like a day to myself to do what I wanted, I would basically like go to a vegan cafe and go for a swim in the ocean and spend some time in nature. And I really recognize that I haven't been doing that like I used to, and think I can tell the difference in my mental health because of that. So I want to spend more solo time in nature, exploring like different areas, and I definitely want to swim in the ocean more. When I first moved up to this part of Australia, I used to swim in the ocean all the time, and I feel like it's one of those things where you move somewhere new and you're so excited because it feels like you're on holiday. But now I've been here for so long, and I think I've swum in the ocean in the past year, honestly maybe 4 or 5 times, and I live so close to so many gorgeous beaches, and I really want to be taking advantage of that and reminding myself that it makes me feel so good. And the last thing that I want to do, which is the thing that I wrote down, is I want to do a pottery course, which has been something I've been wanting to do for a while, but it's one of those things that I've just been waiting to, I guess, have the spare cash to splash on doing a pottery course. And that's something that I really want to work towards being able to afford this year and doing for myself, because it's definitely a huge interest of mine and definitely a creative outlet that's outside of work that I feel like would be really fun. And yeah, I would just love to do it basically. So those are my intentions for the year ahead so far. But honestly, like I said, I really like taking the time to reflect and create intentions regardless of the time of year. So it's probably something that I will do and check back in on in the coming months and just see how I'm going and if there's anything else that I really want to be doing. But I think overall for me, it's all about like connection and community. And I've just feel like I've been fully fathoming over the past couple of years how important those two core values are, like connection to the earth, connection to myself, connection to my loved ones, really being present with all of that and enjoying it. And then also community, which community for me, it should be nurtured and celebrated, and I truly just want to really embrace that more. And I think that will come with going to vegan businesses, embracing the vegan community and stuff like that, doing a pottery course, embracing that community of people that I'll do that with, and just, yeah, really soaking it all up and really enjoying it. So look, I don't mean to be super cheesy, but I'm really looking forward to this year. I feel like quite positive about the year ahead, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of growth, and yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it. If you have any intentions you'd love to share, please feel free, especially if you have any of the same ones as me. I would love to hear that. But yeah, thanks for listening. I know that a lot of people overshare their intentions on the internet, or not a lot of people overshare, a lot of people share their intentions for the year. So you've probably, if you're someone who watches a lot of YouTube, you've probably heard of a lot of intentions this month so far. But yeah, anyway, thank you for listening. Before I go downstairs and make like a late lunch, early dinner, I have recently been having this feeling, which if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I used to have bangs, and to be honest, they were like really cute. And lately I'm having like this feeling, this chaotic feeling, even though I've told my hairdresser and I've told my friends and my boyfriend, like, do not let me get bangs again. Now that I have like brown hair that I'm growing out, because I'm growing out my natural color, I really want to grow my hair longer, which my hair is like always grows quite slowly. It has my entire life, but I feel this calling to get bangs again. But I'm thinking like a curtain bang situation, something that's still easy enough to get off my face and not as high maintenance as a front fringe, but I could be wrong, could be super high maintenance as well. Anyway, just sharing that thought that I'm having. Not that it's that interesting, but it's definitely on my 2024 bingo card, and it could definitely well happen in the next couple of months. So look, we'll see how we go. Up, I was so in the mood to get out of the house and go for a drive, so I decided to go for a drive through the valley, and then I ended up going to one of my favorite cafes in the Gold Coast region, which is called Pasture & Co. I haven't been there in a while, but they have like what I remembered to be the best avocado toast like ever, and I was right in remembering that, because it seriously is the best avocado toast I have ever had. It is so good. And so yeah, I had a little solo breakfast date there and did some journaling, and it was just like a really nice, mindful, relaxing way to start the day. So I'm going into the day feeling positive. And then on my way home, I decided to stop at a bookstore, because as we know, I'm really going to try and get into reading this year properly. I think my goal, thinking about it, is to read 25 books. That's like, I guess on average, a book per fortnight. And I feel like that's a good goal because it's like going to be challenging for me to do that, but at the same time I feel like it's not so challenging that it's like a book every single week or anything like that. So I think that's like my goal that I'm going to go with. Let me know if you think that's like a reasonable goal. If you're a reader and you're recommending to someone who's like really trying to get into consistently reading, let me know if I'm like thinking I'm going to be able to do that, but I probably won't. I'd probably rather a reality check now than at the end of the year being like, oh, I didn't get through my 25, but I feel good about 25. I like the idea of a challenge, and for me, it's just about creating a habit because I know that I like it. It's just more like consciously setting the time aside. Whoa, I think there's a plane going over really low right now because it's so loud. Anyway, I thought I would show you the books that I decided to get. And the first one I decided to get is called Boy Swallows Universe by Trent Dalton. And the reason I got this is because my friend Steph has started a book club in like the northern New South Wales Gold Coast region, and I'm really excited. I've never been a part of a book club before, but again, this is something that I really want to do for the social aspect of things, but also because I feel like it will be a really great commitment of time for me and something that I will really look forward to, you know, look forward to discussing at the end of the book, my thoughts on it and stuff like that with like-minded people. So I've decided to join that book club, and to me this does seem like a pretty big book. I know that in comparison to a lot of other ones it's probably not, but I think it's definitely going to take me a little while, so I really do need to get into it, but I'm really excited. So that's the first one I got. And then I also decided to get The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This is a book that Cara has been recommending to me for years, and I trust Cara's judgment. Cara also gifted me Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I really liked it. That's probably like the first book that I read as an adult and really enjoyed, and was like, oh yeah, I could definitely get into reading if I read more books like this. So I am really looking forward to reading this because I loved Malibu Rising and I love Cara and I trust her with her book recommendations. So that's the other one that I got. And then the next book I got is called Wildlife in the Balance, and this says, take a journey through some of our planet's most spectacular wildlife events and learn how the world works, the origin of life and our place in nature. This is the story of why animals are humanity's best hope. It's also about your role in creating a more habitable planet for humanity, one that will again be rich with a diversity of colorful and abundant wildlife. And I've been thinking a lot recently about the fact that if I ever went to do any study, I would probably study animals and the environment in some way. A fun fact that you might not know about me is that when I was in my early 20s, I studied environmental science, majoring in sustainability, but I didn't super enjoy a lot of it, which I guess might sound silly because I'm talking about like the fact that I would like to learn about this kind of stuff. I think when I did that degree, well, I started that degree, it wasn't what I anticipated it was going to be, is probably the best way to describe it. And so I didn't really feel like I wasn't going into studying that because I specifically wanted a career in that field. I liked the idea of learning about it, and it didn't really give me what I thought it was going to give me, is the best way to describe it. And also I was in my early 20s and absolutely all over the place and didn't really know what I was doing. So there's definitely that to consider as well. However, recently I've been really talking to my friends and my boyfriend and my family about the fact that I really like learning about animals and I really like learning about nature, and it's one of those things that I really want to create the time to learn about in my spare time to then figure out if it is something that I might like to go back and study at some point. Anyway, when I went to the bookstore today, I told myself that I'd get 3 books and that I wanted to get one about animals in some capacity, and this one really stood out to me because I really do want to learn more and just have more general knowledge for when I talk to other people about, you know, the state of the planet and stuff like that. I want to feel educated in what I'm talking about because I know I feel passionate, but a lot of the time I feel like people respond well to facts and stuff like that. So I really, one of my goals this year, although I didn't put it on my intentions for the year, but a goal I have in general is just to become more educated about different animals, and especially animals in Australia and the ecosystem in Australia, and yeah, just be able to more confidently talk about why it's important that we do things in order to save animals and to save the planet. So I am very, very much so looking forward to reading this, but I think I'm going to start with Boy Swallows Universe so I can keep up with the book club in the first month. That's probably a good thing to do. But yeah, I feel excited that there's a few that I am looking forward to reading. Anyway, I'm actually going to have a really chill rest of the day. It was really sunny this morning, but it started to become quite rainy the rest of the day, and I really just want to embrace that whole absolutely relaxing and chilling while there is rain outside. And I'll probably start my book, and honestly that's going to be my day. I feel like I've needed a day like this for a while, so I'm really, really looking forward to it. I figure that'll bring us to the end of today's vlog, so thank you so much for being here and watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I hope you have a really beautiful week ahead, and I will look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!